Hello lovely people, welcome to our tarot reading for the 20th of January. I'm pretty sure we're in January 25. I hope you're all well, I hope you've all had a good week, and I hope you're looking forward to seeing what the cards have to tell us. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different this week, and I may continue to do this for the next few weeks. I just want to see how this goes, and but I'm going to concentrate on tarot and relationships. That can be a relationship that you're already in, it can be a love interest that you have, but yes, let's have a look and see. You can leave your feedback for me at the end of this video. So let's see. So our first question is, what energy expectations am I bringing to this relationship? Quite interesting. Let's have a look and see. Okay, so the Emperor. Okay, so that's interesting. What energy expectations am I bringing to this relationship? That translates to, what energy expectations are you bringing to this relationship? The next question is, what energy expression is your love interest bringing to this relationship? And for that we have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so far so good. And then for our third question, we have, what challenges and or opportunities will arise in the relationship if you decide to be together? And that is the 2 of Cups. Okay, well, this is looking extremely positive to start with. So let's start with the Emperor and the question. We'll go back to that. So what energy expectations are you bringing to this relationship? Well, let's look at what the Emperor is all about. So the Emperor embodies authority and structure and protection. The Emperor is the master of creating stability, and what is definitely needed here would be a balance between the heart and the head. So you might want to ask yourself, if you are letting your emotions run the show, or are you letting logic take over? Now, the Emperor is not a sweet talker, and but you know, it can be difficult to know what the Emperor is thinking. So with this card, with this Emperor, actions speak much louder than words. So you want to look maybe at what he is doing and not what he is saying. Or in your case here, is look at what you're doing and what you are saying. Are they marrying together? So the Emperor is all about strength, stability, assertiveness, and is fiercely protective of those that he loves. And at his worst, the Emperor can be irritable, tactless, belligerent, unexpressive, and definitely autocratic. Can be very stubborn, and they also, the Emperor can find it very hard to compromise. Now let's go back to our question. What energy expectations are you bringing to the relationship? So is this you? Is this what you're bringing to the relationship? Are you finding it hard to compromise on something? Are you being stubborn? Now, the message of the Emperor also is very much about standing up for your dignity and creating boundaries and self-respect, having self-respect. So the message would be to say here, don't waste your time with somebody who's proving not to be worth it. So if you are finding yourself having to be very stubborn and belligerent and tactless, or if that is your nature, then you need to check it out and have a think about how you want to go forward. But maybe you're with somebody who's like that as well. So what is going on here for you. I mean, the Emperor is a very big card here. It's a major arcana card. Now, the Emperor can be very warm, well, can be warm, I wouldn't say very warm, but does tend to require trust before revealing his sensitivity. And once again, is that you? Is that where you are at the moment? You know, this person here needs a partner who vocally will validate his importance and value. So as I keep going back to the question, is this you? What energy expectations are you bringing to this relationship? And, you know, do you have this need where you need to feel appreciated in order to open up? Do you need to feel in control? And maybe you're resentful of any attempt to coerce or persuade you. You know, are you maybe coming across as remote and detached in order to protect your vulnerabilities? Lots of questions here. So basically, the Emperor doesn't beat around the bush. The Emperor is very, very clear about his intentions, what his intentions are, and the Emperor desires a partner who doesn't play games or create drama. So it's a very action-based card, but you know, the Emperor is very, very, very sure of himself, but you know, and wants things up front, I would say. Now, if we just move on to the next card here, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Now, what energy, sort of expression, is your love interest bringing to this relationship? So we have here the Ten of Pentacles, and this symbolizes family and security and shared values. Now, the Emperor here is very much about shared values too. And, or at least things can be a bit tricky when values are not shared. So this card can refer to a relationship that is stable, that's stable enough to grow into the next stage of development. Great sign. And the Ten of Pentacles also governs, you know, your responsibility to others, and that may actually transcend your, you know, your own personal desires. This card emphasizes the virtues of duty and honor and loyalty and respect. And it also refers to a sort of a long-term investment in the home, in family, or even in your career. So if you were wondering what choice to make, and this card comes up, then this card is pointing you towards the most practical path, and to avoid acting recklessly. So it may be time to make a plan and or establish some kind of structure, you know, to manifest your long-term goals, because we're looking at Pentacles here. We're looking at the Ten of Pentacles. Pentacles are always about long-term. And, you know, we've got the 10 here, which is very much about family, and it's also, the 10 in tarot is very much about completion. Now, the 10 of Pentacles can also, you know, signify an age difference between two people who are in a relationship. So that may be something that you want to look at as well. And but whatever it is, it definitely represents a growing bond with someone who shares your values. And here we have the Emperor, and it's all about sharing values. So, you know, you're very likely to have a strong sense of duty, or your partner, your love interest, is likely to have a strong sense of duty and, you know, to their family, and would be looking for somebody who shares their long-term goals. Now, this is also a person who is repelled by drama. So again, you know, we're looking at two very complementary cards here beside each other. And, you know, this person here does want events to unfold securely and predictably. So impulsivity really does make this person very, very nervous. So, you know, great combination here. The Ten of Pentacles can also signify an investment in your future security together. And it can also be about the needs of extended family. And these may become a priority. So if you're considering, any sort of changes, make sure that they're practical. And make sure that the changes, if you have a love interest that is wanting to make changes, make sure they're practical. That's really important here. Avoid unnecessary risks. We're very much a pentacle suit here. That is the law, if you like, with the pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles also advises you not to waste time with flighty partners. So, basically, don't waste your time with people who don't share your values. And this is somebody that's not going to want to waste his time with somebody that doesn't share his values. So you're both pretty much, on the same wavelength here, I would have to say. And, looking at this card for yourself, I would say maybe you need to be a little less autocratic and, look for ways in which to communicate. Now, this brings us now to really this card here, which is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is very much about communication. And the question for this card is, what challenges and or opportunities will arise in the relationship if you decide to be together? Well, this card is very much represents attraction. It represents love and affection, and it's all about chemistry. And it's these sort of the immersive conversations and kind of partnerships that are meant to be. So the Two of Cups emphasizes the importance of communication to deepen your most significant relationships. So it's telling you that it's very important not to assume that the relationship will be permanent or unchanging, because relationships, like people, they inevitably evolve. So the Two of Cups rules over making loving partnerships kind of like official, and that might be official through a declaration, or it could be through a commitment or a promise or a ceremony. Now, it can only work if both of you are fully invested in the relationship and that you meet one another as equals. So this card is encouraging each of you to become very much self-aware of what you're communicating to each other, both verbally and non-verbally. This is really vital for long-term success, and here we are looking at long-term success. We've got this card right in front of us, and so it represents a harmonious relationship, but based on shared values and respectful communication. And I think this is really important here because, it's very much that your both your body language and your verbal, what's coming out of your mouth, are saying the same things. So it can, you may have a simple desire to connect, and the core message is with this card, it's communication. And it encourages you to become very aware of what you're communicating and to use both your body language and your voice or your manner to say what it is that you mean, and mean what you say. Now, the challenges that you might have here is that maybe there's a situation has arisen and that maybe it's pulling you in opposite directions. And here you will have to choose whether to reconcile or compromise for the sake of your relationship, or stay committed towards your own individual courses. Now, facilitating a receptive conversation is really, really important, and it can help you both to feel heard. So remember, be self-aware of your body language, be self-aware of your facial expressions and posture and other unspoken signals that so that you can meet each other as equals. Now, with when we look at the Emperor here, the Emperor is very much about, it's kind of teaching you about the importance of maintaining your dignity and power and not to look to others to take the lead. So this card is reminding you that you are the only person who can properly address your current challenges. It's very much about strengthening your resolve to take a stand for yourself. You know, establish strong boundaries so that other people know how you expect to be treated. Let that other person know what is acceptable and what is not acceptable with your actions more so than with your words. And, you know, personal power, it does come from taking the lead in your own life. So the Emperor is a warrior. You may need to fight for your respect. You may need to fight for your dignity right now. And, you know, your personal honor code, it may be, you know, you may have to be willing to say no. But this card is encouraging you to be more assertive and to stand up for yourself and your values. So is that what's needed in your relationship right now? We go back here to the communication. You know, are you communicating what it is that you really need? And then in the, you know, you have here the Ten of Pentacles again. You know, it's about, this is very much about reconnecting with that sense of familial love. You know, your family is not limited to the people that you're genetically linked to. You can actually get to choose who you consider to be family. And family will be your supportive community, you know, your anchor of support, especially when shit happens. That's who you find out really who your family are. And you know, if your genetic family are not there for you, then you need to find yourself a community, a tribe that will be there for you and that is there for you. Now, family can mean different things to different people, but the Ten of Pentacles is very much about offering you support without conditions. And then, you know, again, now let's look at the Two of Cups. Now, the Two of Cups can represent a desire, you know, to clear up communication problems with one another. So if you're having challenges, then let's have a look at that. You know, what you are saying is either maybe being misinterpreted, or maybe it's striking something really sensitive in the other person. So you need to work at clarifying, you know, what you're trying to say, and to do that respectfully. That's really important, because it's really important to be able to affirm both your dignities. Now, the strength of any relationship, it does hinge on what's being communicated, and also, you know, not just what you're communicating to each other, but what the messages that you're actually, you know, telling yourself. Now, this card is a little bit like the Lover's card from the Major Arcana. I know that came up here a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, you have here the male and the female. And here in the Lover's card, this is an angel. In this card, it's a lion. And, you know, you have the man is representing the thoughts, the element of thoughts. The woman is about feelings. And the lion here in this card is very much about the pride that you feel in yourself. And the unity is the unity is the background of your, you know, how you are with each other, and how you all of this has to be balanced for you to be able to communicate properly with each other. So it's a very interesting combination of cards for these questions, but all together, to me, it's looking very, very positive, that if you can communicate respectfully with each other, and be honest with yourselves and with each other, and treat each other as equals, then you know, you are looking at a long-term a successful long-term situation here. And to be able to communicate, you have to be able to stand up for yourself as well and be your own boss. The Emperor is their own boss. So, but you need to be your own boss without being, without being tactless in your own, without using tactless kind of communication. And you need to be your own boss without being belligerent and or autocratic. So, or even stubborn. So, be your own boss in the best way that you can. But overall, it's looking very positive. So guys, this is our reading for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if it resonates with you, do leave me a comment below. And you can also subscribe to this channel to be notified for the next reading. If you would like to know more, you can book a private reading with me. I do love to hear from you. You'll find my email address in the description of the video. So until next week, lots of love.